Hey everyone, this is Rajendran here. In this video, we're going to learn how to install and deploy OpenAlgo in Google Colab. So Google Colab is kind of an Jupyter notebook environment where you can run Python application and web app as well. So here we're going to run this OpenAlgo. I'm going to download this OpenAlgo. Before downloading the OpenAlgo, ensure that the instance is connected. If you're directly running it, maybe it might take a time to connect the instance. In my case, the instance is already connected. So let me go and download the OpenAlgo from GitHub. So it's going to be a 7-step procedure. The step 1 is like cloning the OpenAlgo. So the cloning OpenAlgo has been done. This will be downloading all the files of OpenAlgo from GitHub and it will be storing in the folder. So on the left hand side, you are seeing a folder. Inside that, you are going to see all the complete OpenAlgo source code. So once that is done, the second step is like going and installing the Python dependency libraries. So here we'll go and install all the Python dependency libraries which is there present inside the requirement.txt file. This will be installing all the library files like Flask, SQL Alchemy and all those other stuff which are all the other supported libraries which is required for functioning of OpenAlgo. It will be installing all those libraries. It will take eventually anywhere between 30 to a minute or so. Now once the installation is done, it will be asking to restart the session. So maybe as I said, it's almost about to complete. So in the meantime, we'll also go and restart the session here. So here is the restart session button. Let's go and click on that. It's asking me to restart to continue with the further steps. So I just restarted it. You can see that it is restarting. The instance is restarting. Now once the connectivity is available, by default it connects to the CPU instance. So once the instance is connected, now we can see that it is available. If you're seeing this RAM disk or maybe if you're seeing some GPU instances, that means you're connected. You're good to go with proceeding to the next steps. And inside the OpenAlgo folder, by default, the .sample env files and other files are in hidden mode. So maybe you have to use this, by default you might be seeing this show hidden files. If you enable it, you should be able to see the hidden files over here. All the security files like .sample.env or .env files will be in a disable, will be mostly hidden state, right? So ensure that you are enabling it. Once you're done with the step 2, now you move to step 3 where we will be configuring the .env file. So this will copy the .env file from the .sample.env file. It just copy to a .env file. Now once that has been copied, you'll be seeing this .env file. Click on that. That opens up the .env file over here. Now this is where we're going to keep all our API secrets from the broker. So let's go and get the API keys and API secret. In my case, I already stored it in a separate text file. So here is my API key. I'm just going to copy that and then I'm going to replace it over here. Followed by that, I'm going to get the API secret as well, which I'm going to do with that. In the redirect URL, I obviously have to go and configure the broker. So let me go and configure the broker over here. So the broker name is, in my case, it is Angel. Whereas in your case, if it is 5 paisa, you can get it from here. Like here are the valid brokers which I had provided. And maybe something like if you want to configure like ICICI Direct, you can use ICICI, or if in case Upstocks or Zebu or Zerodha or Fires or Dhan. So all the supported brokers like Kotak, Shunya, almost total 11 brokers has been supported by now. But going forward, we will be supporting more and more new brokers. And so once we are done with this broker API configuration, second thing is the most important thing. So we have to go to ngrok, ensure that ngrok allow, you're enabling it as true because we're going to connect with ngrok with our own custom domain. To get the custom domain, we have to go to ngrok. So ngrok.com, go here, sign up and log into the ngrok portal. So two things you have to take it from here. One is the authentication token. So you go to the auth token. From here, you just copy the authentication token over here. In my case, the authentication token has been copied. Don't expose it anywhere. Like it's a secret one. So you have to have it. So copy it and then keep it separately. Second thing, you have to go to the domain section and create a new free custom domain, which is provided by ngrok. ngrok provides one free custom domain. You have to go and click on new domain and then you have to create it. In my case, I already created the custom domain. So those values also I brought into my node section. So I just copied that auth token. I also copied the host URL. So once I am done with that, and ensure that you're also saving it. By default, it may not be saved. So press Ctrl S. It also saves automatically. You see that it's saving. So once you get this all changes saved, that means the file has been already saved. The second step is the fourth step. Once we are done with configuring the env file, the fourth step is loading and checking whether the env files are reflecting properly or not. So I'm just gonna execute the step 4. So it says it is extracting the details from the env file. If you see that ngrok is true, that means your new environmental file is ready and it's reflecting the new information. It should be reflecting the host server. I think typically the host server, I think we haven't configured yet. Let me go and configure again. You see that host server, I missed configuring it. So I'll open the env file. I go to the host server. So this is where we have to configure the domain name which we received from the ngrok auth token. So let me also configure that as well. Somehow I missed it. So anyways, so this is very much essential for running ngrok in that specific domain. So sorry, here it is. So once this is configured, save it. So you see that you're seeing a star, that means it's not saved. Press Ctrl S. It should be saying saving. That's a notification you can see. All changes saved. That means your environmental file is saved. Again, go back and test it out. You should be seeing both ngrok is true and the configured host server. You should be able to see here. That means we are good to go with step 5. Let me go to step 5. In step 5, we're going to configure the ngrok configuration. Let me execute this. It is asking for the ngrok token. So let me go to the notepad where I kept the ngrok auth token. Let me replace this. So it will be shown in a hidden manner and then press enter. That will be configuring the ngrok authentication token and its relevant configuration files. And once you're done with that, the step 6 is where we'll be creating a database tables and creating a temporary folder. Let me execute this. Now once if you execute this, you can see that it creates and it initializes all the database tables. So it initializes the database table and also temp folder, which is already present, which is not part of the procedure, but only for, especially if you want to run in Google Colab, we have a workaround procedure over here. This will be initializing all the database directories, and it also will initialize the temporary folder to store the master contract details temporarily. So once everything has been done, the final step is where we run the OpenAlgo. So OpenAlgo, if I'm going to run, it will be executing in our custom domain. So if I go and click on this ngrok URL, let me go and click on that ngrok URL. So this will be running OpenAlgo, and where I can go and log in. It will be asking me for a sign up for the first time. Let me go and register over here. Now once the registration is done, right? Let me run the registration. All right, so I created the registration. Now I'm gonna set up my TOTP. This is optional. If you want to retrieve your last password, then you need this TOTP authentication. You can use Google Authenticator to do that. So in my case, I'm gonna skip it out as of now. So continue to log in. That will be going to the login page. And now I'll go and enter my credentials. And you can also see that whatever the custom domain that we have created, our application loads in our custom domain. So let me go and log in to OpenAlgo. So if the login is successful, you're going to see this automatically. The connected broker comes in, connect to the account. So once you're done with that, enter the broker credentials along with the TOTP. So TOTP, I'm going to get it from my authenticator. So let me open up my authenticator and then I'll key in those values. Now once everything is successful, you're gonna see the main dashboard. That means everything is proper, and now it will be start downloading the master contract in the backend. It might take anywhere between 10 to 15 seconds. Once the download is done, you'll be seeing a pop-up notification, kind of a toast notification it is. If you're seeing this toast notification, you can see that master contract downloaded successfully. That means now you are good to test your algo orders. We're going to test an algo order over here. I'm going to use Postman, kind of Bruno, an open source version of Postman. So here I'm going to punch BHEL. So we have to go and create the API key as well. So I need an API key. So here is my post request. So what I'm going to do is I'll go to the API key section. I'm going to render an API key. I'm going to create an API key for the first time. So let me go and generate an API key. So I generate an API key. Let me copy this and I'll go to Bruno. So from the Bruno, I'm just, oops. I'll just replace my API key here, and then I'm gonna execute this. So when I'm gonna do this, probably since it's in Google Cloud, Google Colab, it might take some little bit of delay because it's not designed for production environment, but only for testing environments only. So obviously you're gonna see a delay. So here you can see like the order is getting a delay like 6.74 seconds, which is not ideal for production, but mostly you can use it only for testing purpose only. Whether it is a GitHub code spaces, that the video that we discussed previously, or the Google Colab, it is mostly designed for testing environment only, not for production environment, because they are not dedicated instances. So once you are getting this, that means orders are getting placed successfully, which you can also verify it in the order book as well. So let me go to the order book, and then you can see that in my case I had punched BHEL. You can also test it in an analyze mode as well. Let me switch to analyze mode. If I go to analyze mode, I can test whether my API strategies are working fine or not, kind of validation tool it is. I'll go to API analyzer. From here now, the same order I'm going to punch again in BHEL. Let me send, which you can see that it is getting executed instantly. You'll be able to see it in OpenAlgo, which means OpenAlgo is working fine now in Google Colab. Now anybody can go and test it out. So maybe if in case you have friends or your family want to install OpenAlgo and you are highly capable of doing all those technical works, then you can tell them how to test OpenAlgo using Google Colab. So see you in yet another interesting video. Thank you. Bye-bye.